Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yul Adinda Sari. I am from PBI 3. In this video, I will explain about word stress. Stress is defined as an emphasis in the form of loudness given to certain syllables in English words or phrase. Stress syllables are commonly heard strong, loud, and long. Syllable A. Syllable is a unit of pronunciation for words which is typically made up of one vowel sound with or without surrounding consonants. Word stress. Word stress is a centered emphasis given to a unit of pronunciation or syllable. In individual words, a few things to remember. 1. A word can only have one stress. In a very long word, you can have a secondary stress, but it's always a much smaller stress. 2. Only vowels are stressed, not consonants. The vowels in English are A, E, I, O, and U. The consonants are all the other letters. 3. There are many exceptions to the rules. The word stress rules in English are complicated. Remember that there are exceptions to every rule. Use a dictionary to check the word stress of new words. Soon you will know English well enough to add word stress naturally. It is important that you stress the right syllables so people can hear and understand your words, not in phrase or sentence. There are 8 general rules of word stress which should be used by the learners of English as a foreign or a second language to improve their English pronunciation, among other things, so I will explain the all of rules. 1. To syllables, noun, and adjectives, the general rule is an English word is a noun or a word used to identify a person, thing, place, or abstract quality, or an adjective word used to give information about a noun, and has 2 syllables. In the stress is mostly placed on the first syllables. For example, for the words table, the nouns have stress on the first syllable. For syllable adjective, clever, the stress on the first syllables too. And then I will give a sample for stress on the last syllables, namely sport. The syllables have 2 and the stress on the last syllable. And next, I will explain for next rules. 2 syllables, verbs and preposition. Most of the time, verbs and preposition with 2 syllables have stress on the second syllable. For example, a pause. You must put the stress on the second syllable. Control. You must put the stress on the second syllables too. Words which are both a noun and a verb. English has a number of words which are spelled alike but are differently articulated depending on whether the word is used either as a noun or as a verb. In that case, if the word being used serves as a noun, the stress in the place on the first syllable. However, if the word functions as a verb, the stress falls on the second syllable. For example, on the word conduct. It functions as noun, so stress on the first syllable. Conduct. It functions as verb so stress on the second syllable. Impact. Impact. If functions as noun, so stress on the first syllable. Impact. 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 If functions as verb, so stress on the second syllable. And next rules. The syllables words ending in or. For the syllable words ending with the suffixes er or li, the stress falls on the first syllables. For example, orderly, orderly. The stress on the first syllable. Manager, manager. The stress on the first syllable too. And next rules, words ending in ic, shen, and shen. Ending in ic, shen, or shen, the stress is commonly placed on the second to the last syllables of the word. For example, for ic, democrat, democrat, democrat. The stress placed on the second to the last syllable. And next, for example, for shen, discussion, discussion. The stress placed on the second to the last syllable. And next, for the word ending shen, participation. The stress on the second to the last syllable. And the next rules, words ending in sai, tai, pai, gy, and l. The general rule when we are going to pronounce words which end in one of the pies, sai, tai, pai, gy, as well as l, the stress is usually put on the third syllables to last one. Therefore, we should count syllables of the words backwards and place the stress on the third syllables from the last one. For example, words ending in sai, for word interdependency, interdependency. The stress on the third syllables from the last one. Next, for words ending tai, functionality, functionality. The stress on the third syllables from the last one. Next, for ending pi, biography. The stress placed on the third syllables from the last one. Next, for ending gy. For example, strategy, strategy. The stress placed on the third syllables from the last one too. Next, words ending in l. Pharmaceutical, pharmaceutical. The stress on the third syllables from the last one too. In this word stress rule, some expressions are also found in which the words end with suffix l. The primary stress is apparently not fall on the third syllables of the words, but on the second one from the last. For example, environmental, environmental. The stress on the second one from the last. And the next rules, compound nouns made by two nouns. Most compound nouns have the word stress on the first word. For example, word stress in solid compound nouns, notebook, notebook. Stress on the word is placed on the first syllable. Next, word stress in hyphenated compound nouns. For example, self-control. Stress on the word is placed on the first syllable too. Next, blood type. Blood type. Stress in open compound nouns. Stress on the word is placed on the first syllable too. Next, rules. Compound adjectives and verbs. In most compound adjectives, the stress is placed of the second word. For example, word stress in open compound adjective. Easygoing. Easygoing. Stress is placed on the second syllable. A prepositional verb refers to a compound word consists of a verb and a preposition that come together to form a new phrase. When using this kind of word, native English speakers frequently put stronger stress on the preposition. For example, we can see in the word look after. The stress is placed on the preposition word. A phrase verb refers to a compound word, whether separated by a hyphen or not, functions as the verb. In English, this type of word is usually articulated by placing the primary stress on the second or on the last part of the word. Word stress in phrase verb, the stress is placed on the second word. Daydream. Daydream. Stress is placed on the second word. I think that's enough. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.